great as a natural anti-inflammatory. It can also just be a nice little mood booster in the sense of we have some really awesome CBD drinks that have some clean caffeine and some B vitamins in them. So those can also be really awesome as a before or after. We have some nice, really good soft gels too and oils. So we do have edibles and smokables, but soft gels, oils, teas, our magical mushroom protein, those are all really great things for athletes.
T-Bubba Sports Talk coming to you now.
Boom goes the dynamite. Stay tuned for T-Bubba Sports Talk.
Welcome to T-Bubba Sports Talk.
You need to be watching T-Bubba Sports Talk.
I'm ready to watch T-Bubba Sports Talk.
Stay tuned to T-Bubba Sports Talk. T-Bubba Sports Talk is coming to you now.
Courtesy in Lafayette, it's all about the customer experience.
We want every customer to be comfortable.
We want to be transparent.
So you have all the information to make the best decision.
These flags mean that everyone that walks through these doors is family.
The Courtesy experience is getting the things you need from people you know.
Come see us today at Courtesy Buick GMC on Johnson Street.
So what are you smoking, man? What do you got in front of you? I'm going to let Pops ask you that. What do you got?
Bocock Brothers, mild Honduras wrapper. When I first lit it, tasted got a little fruit on the foot of it. Not too aggressive, not too aggressive. This is actually my first time smoking this today, and it's great. There's that leather that you were talking about.
It lights up your palate.
Yeah. Definitely a good cigar.
From our humble beginnings in 1898, right here in England, Arkansas, hometown values were important 100 plus years ago. And although the building is a bit different, and there's a few more people in it, those same values drive us each and every day. Welcome home.
You know, one of our, long-standing traditions here is that nobody sleeps hot. We're authorized dealers for Carrier and American Standard. We have more than one major line of equipment because we want our clients to have an option as far as what they put in. NOLAAC.com is our webpage. We have a lot of information about our company, about the employees of the company, and the services that we provide.
It's a Cajun tradition to drink into the wee hours of the night. And here at LSU, they do that in a party oasis known as Tigerland. With that being said, there's one that towers above the rest.
It's called Fred's, and it has a captivating tagline. Fred's, we do the fucking.
On Top Sports, everything's better on top.
Crinkle cut.
All right, guys. One Team One podcast back. Logging in. Episode 121. All right. I got a Facebook memory.
Memes.
For 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
We did a podcast.
Right at the start.
It was
the
Media Days 2 years ago.
Okay.
2020 Media Days.
Okay.
And it was Ed. I had a picture of Ed Ogeron with a mask on because it was COVID
I remember
football.
that picture.
And the name of the podcast episode?
What was it?
That's my coach. Man, where has the time gone? It is Media Days again, and Ed Ogeron is no longer with us. He's still live, but
rest in peace.
Yes, he's not with the LSU family anymore. But it was just a weird. It was weird seeing that 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how much optimism we had? Well, I had.
Yes.
You had a lot too.
Yeah, going into 2020.
What were you like 11-1? We were going to be 11-1.
I was 10-2.
10-2.
Something like, I don't know. Someone will pull up the record books, I'm sure. But
I was a big undefeated guy.
Oh yeah, you were.
I was a 12-0 guy.
Absolutely.
2020, 12-0.
This
terrible.
This was before like Jamar Chase opt out.
Yes.
Shit like that.
And we didn't know what the
Bo
disaster
Pelini.
Bo Pelini was.
Mhm.
Right. That was just awful.
Right.
Charlie's joining us still behind the scenes as well, so we appreciate Charlie.
How's everybody doing?
Will's going to be joining us shortly. He'll be walking on in. Ellie's on the floor. having a good time. So, mascot Ellie Mae.
She's having a great time.
Yes, she is. Hi. Yeah, we're
Did you
talking
hear
about
that?
you. You're deaf. How did you hear that? Appreciate all our sponsors. You saw a few of them just now. Fred's Bar and Tigerland. We appreciate those guys. Bank of England Mortgage is our audio sponsor for all of our podcasts. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple, and of course on our YouTube channel. And we wanted to jump in and talk about SEC Media Days. It's this always feels like it's the beginning of the season. Yeah. Don't you feel that? Like you feel like you get a little bit of like excitement seeing coaches and stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's the first like taste you get of like, especially when there's a QB battle, and then like the first thing I do is like, what did Brian Kelly say?
He didn't say much. You know what he did do?
He said just about nothing, which is why I kind of don't feel.
He dropped a little. He dropped a little nugget.
What did he say?
He said, "My guy Nuss."
Did he say that?
Yeah, he said exactly that. He said, "My guy Nuss," and I forget the context he was using, but he was talking about Nuss, and the way he said it though was like, ooh, I don't know. I'm still standing by my theory.
I've heard him talk about Miles, and I've been like, when he said something about Miles, I was like, okay, it feels like Miles is going to win the job then, the way he's talking about him. And then I've also heard him say stuff about Jaden Daniels, where I'm like, fuck, did you see Jaden Daniels going to play? Like,
I saw something about, I forget who was saying that, but Jaden Daniels clocked in practice one time going over 20 miles an hour.
That's not surprising at all.
Dude,
if you watch him play, dude, he literally looks like, mini Lamar Jackson, just like his running, the way he runs, that lanky, tall, just freak athlete guy.
Dude, he's going to be in the game. Like, no doubt he's going to play.
Okay. And I was talking about this at the bar or something, and they were talking about Jaden Daniels and stuff. And, man, I hope he does play. But
I don't think he's going to start. I don't think he's going to be the main guy.
Don't just put him in and run the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Put him in and let him throw the ball a little bit.
I actually like that. But if you saw in the spring game, and I know you can't take a lot from the spring game, but like if you saw it where he was dropping back and he was running a regular offense, and then the line would break down because he had pressure on him, and he was able to just break out into the open field. Like that's what I want to see. I want to see, especially if you're offense. I mean, you got a true freshman left tackle, for crying out loud. Like I'm sure your offensive line is probably going to break down a little bit.
I mean, definitely bring him in and run some read option with him and stuff, and like obviously do those things, but like. He also has a good arm, and he's not like freakishly inaccurate or anything like that. He threw for 3,000 yards his freshman year.
He's a faster Anthony Jennings.
He's faster and more accurate, and has a better deep ball. I mean, he has a good deep ball too. I mean, his freshman highlights are crazy. He has a lot of really good throws to Brandon Ayuk and whoever the other guy was. Nikhil Harry. That's it.
Yeah. Jude already in the chat chimed in. He said the context was my guy Nuss is better than Matt O'Dowd. Matt O'Daddy is what we call him, right?
Yeah, Matt O'Daddy. Yeah.
I still think, I don't know. Who knows? I keep saying, I think I'm wanting this narrative to happen where Miles Brennan gets the starting job just out of loyalty, but they know, and the reason why they're doing it is because they don't want him to transfer out, and they want to save the quarterback room a little bit.
And you want that to happen because
I want depth in the quarterback room.
Your position, because it's your prediction.
No, I really want it because I don't want what happened last year. Like what happened last year, where they only have like two quarterbacks because two guys transfer out, or one guy gets hurt and one guy transfers out. Fucking sucks. So say Nussmeier gets the job. Miles Brennan transfers out.
Who transferred out last year?
TJ Finley.
I thought that was
right before the season.
It was, but you only ended up having three quarterbacks, and then
Miles gets hurt.
Miles got hurt, and so you were left with two. So what would happen this year if Nuss gets the job? They just say, "Hey, 2 weeks or a month before,
you still have three quarterbacks."
You would, but what if Nuss gets hurt? Then you're down to two, just like last year.
Okay, but having three quarterbacks and then one of them getting hurt, like that's not a bad place to be. I mean, most teams only have three quarterbacks.
Last year, the quarterback room sucked because of that same situation.
Can Miles leave and still have eligibility?
Yeah, he has 2 years left.
Miles doesn't.
Yes, he
well,
does.
and he's a grad.
He has
so he's a grad transfer.
Red shirt. He has his injury red shirt. And he has his COVID red shirt.
He's gonna. I mean, this is the year.
This is his 6th year. He would have a 7th year option.
I think this is the year he wants to play and try to get into the pros if possible, if that's the thing.
For sure.
I think I think if somebody gets the job before him, he's gone.
He should be. Right.
And that's why I think that they're going to strategically make it to where
I don't think they do.
I think it's close enough to where he could.
I think they'll be, they'll have enough respect for Florida State that they are going to play the best guy.
Yeah.
I think, whoever the best guy. I don't think, and also it would just be fucked up to do that to Miles, and then he just has to sit here for a year. I don't think they would do it for that reason as well.
I think it's managing the roster though, and I think that's something that we never did.
You want to save that spot.
I fuck that. Just play whoever's best. And honestly, Miles could be the best guy. I don't know.
I think it's close enough to where you could do that though. Like I think the battle won't be like a blowing away. This guy is the best guy.
Whoever starts game 1 is probably the starter all year, unless he sucks at some point. Like 100%, in my opinion.
I think it's Miles, and then Nuss is going to take over.
I think that's a dumb way to play it.
And I think Jaden Daniels is playing every game anyway.
Doing a quarterback change mid-season is like not something that you do during a good season. So there's no way that's
I could see in the first game.
Right?
I could see in the first game all 3 quarterbacks playing.
I guess. I mean, name one team that's had like a quarterback battle go into the season and then had a good year.
LSU 2011.
Yeah, that wasn't a quarterback
Charlie
battle.
off the top rope.
That was Les Miles being a fucking idiot. That doesn't count.
Well, I mean,
that ended up being a disaster. So that's my point.
Well, actually, no. The quarterback battle really it happened after the Alabama game.
Those are
and honestly, Jordan Jefferson. If we didn't have Jordan Jefferson playing that game, we weren't going to win against Alabama that first game anyway. Like Jared Lee was thrown off of his back foot. He was scared in the pocket. Like it was a bad game for him. But anyway, I digress. I think I'll stand by that. I think all 3 quarterbacks are playing in the first game.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think Brian Kelly pretty much said, like, I'm going to know who my guy is, like, about 2 weeks before the game.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Miles Brennan. And then, like, the next game, it's Garrett Nuss.
I don't think that's how any good football coach thinks. I don't think so at all.
No, I still think I think I said 9-2. I mean, 10-2 a while back. I think you were 9-3. I think it's a 9-3.
I think it's 8-4,
9-3. 8-4.
I think 9-3 going into a bowl game.
Probably, I lean 9-3. I think.
Yeah. So all right,
West is stacked. Let's get into that. The West.
It is stacked, but let's talk about some of the other stuff in media days. Like so, we're going to talk about SEC football predict. This was the predictions that I had put out. This is just my own predictions that I had put out on Top Sports, but I was wanting to talk about, the media is going to put out their predictions tomorrow. And what are the differences? Because I know mine's biased towards LSU here, obviously, but I see a big national, obviously everybody was talking shit about Brian Kelly and they're saying he's Southern accent, dances, and all that stuff. And like, it's like you finally get to hear a lot of what the national people or the regional people had to say about Brian Kelly. Even though we know locally it's a little different here because we've gotten to hear him a lot lately and all that kind of stuff. This is like the first time like people in Alabama have gotten to hear Brian Kelly kind of speak. But there's still all those stupid jokes about him, and it's just kind of like knocking LSU a little bit. But I think they're used to. There's a narrative of like.
I mean, we also make jokes about Jimbo, but it's not. It's not like we're saying Jimbo's a shitty coach.
Correct. I think there's a narrative though that LSU has had a punchline of a coach for the last since 2005.
22 years.
Yeah, Scott Rebley had a good article that kind of like said all that.
Okay.
It was just like saying that like.
We finally have a real guy.
Yeah,
what
Brian Kelly needs to do at media day is just establish the fact that we're not like some national punchline. Exactly. I think that was exactly what
Jay Crane. We've had him on before. He said he had something that came out too and said, LSU's got a real coach, and y'all need to be. Y'all need to watch out. They finally have a really good coach.
Yeah.
And the last 2 imbeciles won national championships. So, I think there's something to be said with that. But what did you think about the other coaches? Did you see any of the other Mike Leach talking about small packages?
Love Mike Leach.
Small
Love
packages over.
Mike Leach.
What else did he have to say, Charlie?
He walked up to the microphone to
Yes.
start and just said, "Any questions? Because I know none of you are going to ask anything if I start off with a statement."
Yeah, I think it's like 2 years in a row he said, "I don't do opening statements. I think they're dumb. So you're just going to ask whatever you're going to ask anyway. So go ahead, fire away." That's how he starts off. Vanderbilt,
Scott
Clark Lee.
He
said Vanderbilt's going to win a championship.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that for them.
I think he said national championship.
Big if true.
He said Vanderbilt is going to be one of the best national programs.
Okay.
And
I
laughed.
Look,
really
but
hard.
it got me talking to somebody at work today.
That
Like,
could be left up to interpretation.
Exactly.
You know, best program in terms of academics.
best academic program. Yeah. All right. So the thing with Vanderbilt, they got some fucking money. Okay. They have a lot of money. They have a huge endowment. If they wanted to be good at football, like really put the effort into it, they could be. I mean, it's going to take a long time, but it's at the end of the day, it'll be like Notre Dame or any of these other schools that
Stanford.
Yeah, having problems getting kids to qualify because their academics are so high. But there's a lot of money there, and they're in Nashville. It's like a huge if the community got around Vanderbilt, they could be a
Imagine if they
great
got
program.
really good and Jay Cutler started showing up like Shaq does. Like
On the sidelines.
Yeah,
That's their big.
How Nashville would lose their shit.
Is that their big football alum?
Is that the big one, Jay Cutler?
I think it's Jay
Cutler.
Cutler.
Yeah,
he's smoking a cigarette on the
He's
sideline.
on the sideline.
God damn. That's tough.
Yeah. So tomorrow you got
You gotta have
Jimbo.
someone better than that.
Tomorrow you got Jimbo and you got Brian Harson. But it sounds like a lot of people are going to have LSU low down the list,
Pretty
going in
low,
the
yeah.
West.
Yeah, that's
And
I probably generally agree that we're probably bottom half West team.
so all right, put the graphic back up, Charlie, because here was my list, but what I would anticipate the media would do would be Alabama 1, A&M 2, Arkansas 3, Ole Miss 4, Mississippi State 5, LSU 6, Auburn 7. I think are we both in agreement on that one?
I like that.
Say 2 and 3 again,
2 and 3 is A&M and Arkansas.
and then LSU 4.
No,
You said
Ole Miss 4,
almost 4, LSU 5,
Mississippi State 5, LSU 6
That's
is what
probably-
I think.
That's probably about what I got too.
I think there may be one or two out there that's going to give LSU the benefit of the doubt and make them 4 or 5. Just one or two sparing.
I honestly
then
like
Willie B has joined the
if
chat.
I got to give a hot take on it, like I think I'd go Arkansas too.
I like that.
Arkansas 2 above A&M.
Arkansas
Yeah, I
got
mean, it's
really
just-
good over the summer, to be honest. They,
I'm with you.
I'm a KJ Jefferson believer. too.
Well, and I'm not an A&M believer, but
I mean, I
think A&M's going to blow up in the last
Yeah, okay.
4 games.
I think A&M's gonna be good.
So
Typically do.
A&M's tomorrow. Did you hear about their wide receiver?
Yeah, what's
He
his
was
name?
got arrested 6 hours
Harris.
before he was supposed to get on the plane.
I forgot his first name.
Keontae.
Something Harris. But yeah, he was scheduled to go to media days tomorrow as a representative for A&M, and
Got a
today
DWI, right.
he got arrested for a DWI, arms charge, and drug possession, and will not be making media day tomorrow. Obviously,
3 strikes and
Yes.
you're out.
Well, that's his penalty. He can't go to media day.
yeah. Now you can't go to media day. So
I bet you he's
First
bummed.
half, game 1.
well, he's just
Probably be about
Didn't
it.
A&M lose a really good receiver or really good receiver recruit from the last year or two not that long ago as well because of an arrest?
I don't remember.
I don't
Checks
know
out.
that. Probably. I mean, what else do you have to do in College Station?
Exactly.
So yeah, I thought that was a terrible look for your media day representative to get arrested the day before. All right, the East.
This is a pretty good East. I like it.
I mean, I like it too, but I think what we were talking about was maybe if you switched Kentucky and Tennessee, maybe Kentucky's 2. I think there's a lot of love for that Will Levis
Kentucky's
kid,
2.
right?
Yeah.
I like Will Levis a lot.
You do?
Levis
Yeah.
is a Heisman contender right now, apparently.
Which is crazy, but I mean, he's not
'Cause
going
he
to
goes
put
to
up those kind of
Kentucky.
numbers. He's not going to put up those kind of numbers, though. Yeah. and then maybe switching Florida and South Carolina.
Because South Carolina had like one of the top in and out transfers like numbers in the country, just based off of who left and who came in.
Well, with Rattler coming in
Rattler
too,
and his tight end.
And did you see the Shane Beamer TikTok video?
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Y'all liked it, right?
Yeah, that's very nice.
I didn't like it, but y'all liked it.
Why did you not like that?
I just thought it was very corny.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah,
You like that?
I mean, if you're gonna,
you just liked it because he had pit vipers on.
No, it helps. But I mean, if you're gonna do that, play into the corniness.
He did it well.
You have to do it well if you're gonna do corny.
He
he did it well.
He dove right in.
It's about committing, and he committed.
He committed to the bit.
You may not like it. You gotta respect it.
You have to.
Okay, all right,
respect.
Fair enough. So that's why South Carolina will be ahead of Florida. Shane Beamer committing to the bit.
Also, I saw that's somebody tweeted out like it was like sidelines somebody that schedule predictions for South Carolina said it'd be 9-3.
Yes.
Like I mean I do think South Carolina is going to have an up year for South Carolina standards.
Like 7-5.
They'll have a winning record,
maybe 8-4.
Yeah, make a bowl game, but 9-3.
They had them like
hot take. I have them beating Clemson.
Oh, they had them beating Clemson,
but
too.
they're going to lose somewhere else. So they're going to go.
I think they're going to lose it at Kentucky.
Clemson's going to be.
Kentucky's a tough place.
I think Clemson's a bounce back this year. What were they last year? Like 7-5,
9-3.
Oh, really?
They went 10-3.
You would have thought they were. You would have thought they were terrible last year.
Yeah, I mean they were fine. I mean the ACC was dog shit, so that's why they weren't ranked very high. But I mean they finished 10-3, beat Iowa State in a bowl game.
They're not recruiting well. I don't think they are.
Clemson?
Yeah.
Well, it's Dabo with the whole NIL stuff. Like he was firmly against NIL when he
they're recruiting
came out.
as well as they always have been, but like they haven't ever like recruited as high as you would think they are just based on like
the last 5 or so
their
cycles
success,
before
right?
NIL. They were recruiting very well. Like they were.
Yeah, top 5 classes.
Yeah, they were pulling in top 5 classes
top 5?
repeatedly.
No,
I don't think they were last
honestly,
year.
I think.
I mean, are you looking at 2023 class because like LSU's?
No, it was like 2022 also.
2022 and 2021, I believe.
Since NIL,
well, where they finish?
I could check, but I believe they were low top 10 and then maybe into the 15s.
Dabo, when NIL came out, he was firmly against it, and I think he said some stuff that maybe. I don't know if it just rubs recruits the wrong way, or maybe
anti-recruit.
Yeah, exactly. It makes like other schools can recruit against him, saying, "Hey, look, he don't really care about how much money you're going to get paid."
Yeah,
A&M will just pay you, $100,000 just to show up.
Right.
It's easy to get. I mean, zero experience, but I'm assuming it's pretty easy to get an 18-year-old to believe and to buy in whenever you're talking money.
Yeah.
Whenever you can throw more money.
Was it Texas Tech? Texas Tech has a fund now.
Yes.
Texas fucking Tech.
Huge.
$25,000 for all of the players that are on the roster. Automatically.
Yeah.
Yes.
For
85 players.
I saw something this week about LSU TAF is like working to get some sort of fund going to pay the players too.
So
how does that work? Like how can Texas Tech just guarantee a base salary for all their players?
Well, I think it's not through Texas Tech.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's their
alumni
base or something like that.
And they're making an NIL deal out of it.
I mean, they work with Texas Tech, but they're not technically Texas Tech.
Yeah,
they're making
I was just wondering
Texas Tech
what
makes sure that it's
or how they're doing it.
Right.
Like, it's basically that. It's just
a third party alumni thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they're all
Kirby Smart at Media Day today
TAF
said
is going to do the same kind of thing, and I'm sure players are going to get like $50,000 to go to LSU.
Kirby Smart was talking about he had one of his players paying for his dad or grandpa's dialysis with NIL money. So
wow.
It's a lot of fucking money because
that's
dialysis is
good for him.
Something it's up there, right? So
if you put a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what dialysis is.
Yeah, who's dialysis?
That's his dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
But girl we used to run with back in the day.
Okay.
But the only thing with NIL is you're not supposed to use it for recruiting purposes, but there's no law. There's no rules about it yet. Like, it's like supposed to be said, but you can't prove it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how could you enforce that if there were?
You can't. Right. Like the coach from Texas Tech that was like showing new recruits around the stadium like a couple weeks ago
Texas
and was
A&M.
like
It was
Texas A&M,
A&M.
sorry, and he was looking at he pointed
"That's
at
what's
he
gonna
goes,
be
see all
paying."
those guys, they're paying you to come here,
Right.
like that's supposed to be a no, but who's enforcing that? Like nobody anymore. The NCAA is done. Like it's just not going to even be a. I think it just needs to be a
Super
body
League.
that it oversees Olympic sports.
NCAA.
Yeah.
Well,
And football would just be its own thing.
I think football should be its own thing. It should be you still keep all the other sports and
under the NCAA umbrella.
Yeah, but what people don't understand is how much bigger the NCAA is. There's more NCAA schools and sports and athletes in D2, D3.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to stay there for all that
because they actually do some good stuff,
especially for the lower levels.
Lower levels, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, and they're going to need all the help they can get.
Would they be able to do all that without the bigger schools, especially without football?
Well,
football paying for their
they'd still have
budgets.
the big schools and stuff, just probably not football.
Like, you know how much money Southern's probably getting for coming to LSU this year?
But what I'm saying is like football pays for everything.
Yeah.
So like, does the NCAA? Can they even like stay afloat without that money?
Yeah. So like, if football is out of it and you have a power league, and then you have
that's got to be at least 80% of their fucking.
And then instead of
Southern
Southern going to LSU to get their money payout, Southern's having to go to like Tulane.
Right.
And it's not going to be as much money, obviously.
Well, Tulane's going to join the Premier League, but
okay, Premier League.
But go on.
I think the end game here. I don't.
Did you see my chart? I made a chart.
Yes, I saw the relegation chart.
Good, because they're part of the SEC.
That's going to be the reality. I don't think there's another way other than relegation and like tiers league. I really don't think there's another way.
So about it.
Just because there's such a polarity from the Alabamas, LSU, Clemson's to the UA Pine Bluffs, and
so I heard Sankey actually talked. It was on XM radio. Somebody asked him a question about relegation. I swear to God, they asked him a question.
Brian Kelly very, very briefly
touched on it.
He said the word relegation.
Sankey is anti-relegation.
Really?
Did he say why?
He said,
because
we are not a we're not a.
He would put the other leagues at an advantage.
Yeah, and I think he's like, it's not a performance-based thing, and it's almost about like it's an invite thing. It's not a like they're not
Relegation's not a performance-based thing.
Well, he's saying what their league is not a performance-based thing. Like it's
like
currently, yes.
Well,
the Premier League.
No,
SEC.
He's
saying currently we're not performance-based.
Like so,
so
the whole
why is that
whole future of having relegation, he's not for it. He's actually more of like we're inviting people in. We're not in the business of like kicking people out.
So here's what I'll say about relegation. I think
I am with you. I want it.
I mean, I do too.
I think it's fantastic.
There is a possibility that it becomes so top heavy in the sense that recruits are just going to go to the schools that are already at the top of the relegation list. Like you're not going to have top tier recruits.
Oh,
and that's kind of how it is already. But
that's how it is in soccer.
It's gonna create a coaching divide as well, because the coaches that develop really good players in those lower relegation levels,
they're moving up too.
They're moving up fast.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Within 1 or 2 years of them developing,
like just leaving their
players.
school and going up.
Yeah, going to an opening.
Yeah, but I mean, if you get your team to a certain point, then you move up to the Premier League. You see what I mean?
Yes.
But those coaches aren't going to make it that far, I think, because those bigger schools that get derelegated, they're going to fire their coach.
So a soccer club that is getting relegated, all of the players will end up leaving, and they end up getting different players to fit that league. And maybe the coach leaves. I don't even know if that happens or not. But like, I know there's players that are like, "Nah, I'm a Premier League player," and they'll get picked up by somebody else.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I saw
we're pretty much already at that point with guys leaving.
Transfer portal.
Yeah,
this is what this is.
I mean, transfer portal. Like literally, NCAA accidentally set up a perfect system for the Premier League. It's like
over a span of like a decade.
Yeah.
They just set up.
Yeah. They just built this like kind of like system for us. Like this is where we put our players, you know.
And then now we're here, and it's like, all right, bye NCAA.
And now they're talking about transfer windows, and that's exactly what happens.
What's a transfer window?
A transfer window is like you only have this much time to transfer, and so it's kind of like a free agency period for like Premier League,
any pro sports league. Yeah.
Yes, and so the transfer portal is now going to have windows also to where they can't transfer like during the season. They have to like leave at a certain point of time.
See, I actually kind of think it would be cool if there was just no window and it was just like you can transfer it
at any time. That is not cool.
Like week 3, you're 0-3.
No,
I'm
that's
going
terrible.
to Florida State.
No, because then you'd have to get.
I'm going to Florida State.
Boom, bang, I'm out.
Yeah. Then the next week, I'm going to Miami.
Like last year, what's his face at Tulane? The quarterback.
Pratt.
Michael Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
No. My head's dizzy now. But what's it saying? God damn it. Yeah, he goes off against Oklahoma and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They would have won that game.
My God, should have won that game.
God damn, that was fun. I almost went to that game, but then I got moved to Oklahoma. That's what it was. So many things. He goes crazy those first few weeks, and then everyone's just like, "I want Michael Pratt right now."
And he could just go ahead
Sorry,
and transfer.
Billy. He's moving. He's going to Tennessee or something like that.
You would have to incentivize the team that he's leaving.
No, but think about
Why?
it. Think about it not from an
mean,
athlete, not from an athlete standpoint, from a student standpoint.
Yeah, there's classes.
There's classes and shit.
Do you think they care about classes?
Not anymore.
I mean, if you can,
you still have to put it up a GPA.
You have to enroll.
I understand all those things, but
you can't enroll halfway through
when
a
you
semester.
get to the point where teams
That's
are
true.
coming after you to try to sign you to play football,
they'll make it happen. Is what you're saying?
And
this
especially
ain't
with
Blue Mountain State, bro.
especially with NIL things like that, it's just they'll figure out the academics on it.
No, that's not how it works. There's I promise you that's not how it works. I mean, obviously it's all spec. This is a hypothetical.
Completely hypothetical.
This is a hypotenuse.
And
right?
this is a hypotenuse.
But for relegation, going back to that for a sec, I saw this video on Twitter. It was this dude. I forget this too. It's 2 soccer teams. I mean, there's a trillion of them. I don't know if they were Premier League. I think they were Champions League, and it was the last game of the year or something. And if this certain team won, we'll call them Team Red and Team Green. Team Red wins, they go to the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
If Team Green wins, the Red doesn't go into the Premier League.
Okay, so
the Green
Red
can't make it.
What happens if they tie?
Green can't make it in.
Got it.
Red has to win.
What happens if they tie?
Nobody makes it in.
Okay.
So Red has to win the game. It's 2-2, 80th minute or something. And one of the dudes on the Green team who has nothing to play for, okay, the Red team traded him to the Red team traded him to the Green team because they didn't think he was that good. He wasn't good enough or whatever. They didn't re-sign him or they didn't give him
in the middle of the game.
No. This was months and months before
prior
the game.
to the game.
Prior to the game.
Keep up.
So
Gotcha.
he was during free agency or whatever.
Sorry.
They didn't give him the money he was asking for. So now in the 80th minute of the game, he gets the ball and puts it in his own net, so that the Red team, or he scores a goal for the other team or something.
Yes,
Green
an own
team.
goal.
Own goal.
What?
So that the Red team can get in?
I'm trying to remember how it works.
Oh no! Oof.
What?
So anyway, he scores an own goal, so the team that you traded him or didn't want him anymore or let him walk couldn't go to the Premier League.
go.
And he scored the goal and starts running down the sideline, and his current teammates are chasing him, celebrating or whatever, and his old teammates are trying to fight him. I don't remember exactly how it went
We're
down.
just gonna have to watch this.
Yes, I need to know
sounds
video
like
of this.
the
I'm
last
about to throw
episode
up
of season
trying to
1
think
of
about
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I was definitely getting Ted Lasso vibes.
Jamie,
Jamie scores the game winner.
What's his last name?
I'll see if I can
Tart.
Tart. Jamie Tart.
Jamie.
All right. So, anything else from Media Days? I think we
pretty
kind
much
of covered
covers
it.
it.
Yeah. I think it's always a fun time for me. I feel like it's right around the corner.
It's getting a little cheeky.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think Jimbo's going to say anything tomorrow? I doubt it. But
I'm sure I'll say something. But I wasn't even talking about in terms of that. But someone asked him if you knew nothing about Nick Saban, you heard that question?
Yes, I did.
What was
yeah.
What would be the thing about you? He was like, I clean.
You know, our guy Chris Marler's the one asking all those questions, right?
That was Chris that asked that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Asking
that.
a lot of dumb questions. So he asked another question to Sam Pittman today, and he goes, "Hey, Coach, you guys over the last 2 years, y'all are 16-6 against the spread, and just wanted to tell you. I just wanted to say thank you for that. And he was like, what is that again? I said, he goes 16-6. And he goes, go Hogs.
Arkansas is second in the West.
Yeah.
Possibly they could win the West.
They got KJ Jefferson.
They
He's a good
almost beat
quarterback.
Alabama last year.
We almost beat Alabama last year.
We did.
Florida almost beat Alabama.
Is Alabama that good?
Alabama had such a weird fucking year last year.
Yeah.
They had like 3 or 4 games that they almost lost in the in conference to shitty teams, but the best team in the West outside of them, Ole Miss, they blew them out.
Right.
So weird. I mean, just
that sounds like a very LSU
Auburn.
thing to
They
do.
should have lost to Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn had that game.
Yeah.
I mean, they had it won. Poor Sam.
LSU, right there.
Yeah. I think there's like 3 or 4 games that were pretty close to
We
losing.
were TJ Finley away from winning that game. That's
Ugh.
I was listening to the podcast before the Alabama game, and I was like screaming in my car. I was like, "Bet the under," and y'all were all screaming like it's gonna be like 49 plus points. And I was like, "No."
We were saying that.
I think y'all were.
We blew that.
Maybe it was Zach.
We like an over.
I know y'all like an over,
Yeah.
but
Life's too short.
Life's too short to bet though.
LSU and
Bet the
Alabama. There's been one game that hit the over. I think in LSU and Alabama in the last 10 years.
It's got to be 2019.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
2019.
This year,
Tell me what.
I might bet the under on every Saints game this year.
I like that.
I'll take the under.
Nobody
week 1.
knows what Pete Carmichael's going to do.
Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen.
I think
That
our
is
defense
a
is
recipe
loaded.
for unders.
They might not get a first down.
Speaking of the Saints, we were gonna talk a little bit about some Madden rankings. So wide receiver rankings were the ones that I had pulled up.
I didn't see the wide receiver ones.
So
I can't read that on the screen.
you don't see any saying on here.
Nope.
Top 10 wide receivers in the Madden rankings.
Well, what's number 10 rated?
90.
So that's the same as Michael Thomas. So.
You also don't see any. You also don't see any Jamar Chase in the top 10.
Jamar Chase. I saw that he's
84.
I saw 87 the
I
other
thought
day.
87 as well.
Maybe it is 87, but he's the same
87?
as Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, that's what
He's
I
the
saw.
same
That's
as
what-
Brandon Cooks.
Same as Brandon Cooks, and he's under guy for the Panthers.
Robbie Anderson?
No, the other one.
Oh,
The
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
DJ
Oh
Moore.
my god.
DJ Moore's at 88. I mean, DJ Moore's good. Honestly, 88's a good number for him.
He's
honestly.
very streaky.
He's very. I mean, he's a good receiver, but Jamar Chase at 87 is fucking crazy. He had 1,600 yards receiving last year.
I don't get it.
As a fucking rookie.
They don't like young guys.
Also, can we talk
that's
about
true.
how
That's all those video games.
criminally overrated Devontae Adams is?
What's he at?
98?
99.
99.
99? He's in the 99 club?
And he's not even playing with Rodgers anymore? Like,
come on.
Where is he
bro.
at this year?
He's at the
Raiders.
With the Raiders.
Right. Okay. So David Carr. Is it David Carr?
Derek.
Derek Carr. Let's get those fuckers mixed up.
Derek's,
So-
Derek's pretty good though.
It came
These-
out
these
the
David.
other day.
guys-
David Carr is a fucker.
Okay, but Derek's a good guy.
Yeah, Derek's. a
I
good
like
guy.
Derek.
Derek's a nice fella.
Yeah. No. And
Go
you got
Bulldogs.
DJ Waller there. DJ
Darren.
Waller?
Darren and
How about this?
Foster.
I'm just gonna say last name.
There we go.
Darren Waller. Hunter
Foster.
Hunter Renfro.
Hunter Renfro.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Henry Renfro. He's good.
And then that other dude, Brian Edwards from South Carolina. Good player.
But Devontae
Bryson
Adams,
Edwards.
he's not a 99.
He's not a 99.
He's a good receiver.
I can't believe he's in the 99.
I mean, you
club.
put a better than good receiver with Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna look like a 99 overall.
Dude, I mean, I remember a time where Devontae Adams couldn't catch a fucking football.
Right.
I mean, he had bad drops.
Yeah.
He had like 54% catch rate, something
That's
like
insane.
that. I mean, terrible, horrible. One of the worst hands in the league.
Who do the Packers have now? Wide
Alan
receiver.
Lazard.
Valdez Scantling.
Really?
No. Valdez Scantling's with the Chiefs. Alan Lazard's their number one.
What?
Damn.
I
Where's
saw
old
it.
Geronimo
Tanyan.
Allison?
They have Tanyan at tight end.
I think so.
Rob.
Rob Tanyan. Yeah.
I saw a fake post that came out about a week ago showing Odell Beckham to the Packers.
But
see that happening.
that's been since the Super Bowl.
Odell
Everybody
Beckham's one of
wants-
those guys where it's like, if you see a post saying Odell is rumored to be going here, he's not going there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Damn, him ended up on the Rams. That was some shit.
Yes.
That sucked.
Yep.
That hurt.
Um.
Did he score in the Super Bowl? He scored
He
a
did.
touchdown, didn't he?
First touchdown.
That's right.
Charlie,
Towards ACL.
did you see? I think the running back rankings. We didn't have that posted, but the running back rankings today came out. And
Kamara's a 94.
94.
I think I agreed with all the running back rankings.
The running backs were pretty accurate.
They had Nick Chubb at 2 or 3. I think that's right. I think Nick Chubb is one of the more complete backs in the league.
I do too.
Nick Chubb's very good.
Yeah. Derrick Henry won, obviously.
And C-Mac or
Dalvin
was 5.
Like yeah.
CMC is a top 10, but he's not a top 5. Just with all the injuries, he's got to see the field.
Yeah, but Madden doesn't.
That's true.
Your overall rating doesn't.
Yeah, you can turn injuries off Madden.
Jonathan Taylor was top 5.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor.
I think he is good, but it's like he's another guy who was coming off of a good first year.
He's going to be a top 3 pick in fantasy. I'll tell you that.
That is very true.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He was an MVP candidate, though. If you've got an MVP candidate, he's got to be a top 3.
Yeah. Fantasy. Are we going to do a fantasy show?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we should. I haven't started looking at fantasy. Though,
I've won my league the last 4 years.
Charlie says he wants to join.
Your league probably sucks.
What's the buy-in? What's the buy-in, Charlie?
$100.
Okay, that ain't bad.
Okay. I generally think anyone who wins their league 4 years in a row,
it's a shitty league.
It's probably a bad.
It's a shitty league.
It is okay. You confirm?
I mean,
just making sure.
We start talking fantasy. Jude shows up.
Jude shows up right when we start
right
doing fantasy. You can bring Jude in and let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what he has to say about this. The mullet Jude.
He wasn't ready.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, fella? Oh shit! Hold on.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
We got a tiny Jude
I can't
screen going on here. I kind of like that.
Anyway,
leave him
I like
alone.
this too.
I can't.
All right, Jude.
All right, Jude.
Are you talking about
see
fantasy
it now.
football? All of a sudden, you joined in.
Yeah. Fuck Matt Stafford. I hate you, Matt Stafford, for losing me. I hate that little shit, and I hate that he went to Georgia too. So
yeah,
wow,
it's kind of a duel.
I
Wife's
like
ugly.
Stafford.
His wife's ugly.
His wife looks like. Y'all never seen that?
I've never seen his wife. I would imagine she's gorgeous.
I would too.
Yes.
Yeah.
He seems like a guy who would have a gorgeous wife.
Yeah.
I think she was a
Jude-
cheerleader at Georgia.
Jude tends to disagree.
Whoa,
How do you know that, Charlie?
Because I'm a Georgia fan.
Oh my
What?
God!
My
What
great grandfather
the
played
fuck
football
is
at
going
Georgia.
on here?
Oh God.
We're gonna send this one to
5 family
VAR
members that
after the
went to
game.
Georgia.
Jesus Christ!
So
He'd be young.
Why are we just now figuring this out?
I've told y'all that before.
I don't know.
So we have an Auburn and
Y'all
a
just weren't
Georgia.
listening.
No, probably not. That's my bad. I apologize for that, but I also don't because you're a Georgia fan.
All right. So what else? Fantasy football. What else do we need to know? What does an amateur need to know?
Austin Eckler in
as
the
I've
third
said
round.
before, I do not know. I have not done any
He's good.
fantasy research as of yet.
Okay,
but
here's
honestly, after this conversation, I probably will do a lot.
Here's a hypothetical.
Go ahead.
Or not really hypothetical, but situational. What are your thoughts on drafting a player who's like supposed to be suspended for like 5 or 6 games, like Kamara, or like a
Mid-round.
Yeah, like he would be a first or second round player, but he's going to be suspended for 7 games.
Yeah.
You gotta let
What
him
round
fall.
do you go? Yeah, I mean,
But what? Yeah, but then
Yeah,
the
and
question
do you
is
think
what
he's going to
round?
be? Do you think
I
he's going to be
love taking
suspended?
if those
6
guys
games?
are sitting around at like 20. I love taking them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because like first 6 weeks, obviously you still have to win games. They all count.
You just got to make
but-
do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the season, if I have a push going and like one of my other guys hits, my first round guys elite or something, I'm set in the playoffs. I got
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
good and I got Kamara.
That's like a round.
Or if I'm
4
not
or
doing
5
well,
thing.
I throw Kamara back in and my team's all right.
Yeah.
It's like,
But whenever it's like a Saints player like this, like a Kamara, or if it's an LSU player that was suspended for a couple of games, there's always an idiot that's going to take that guy like way early than he should have.
I'm
for
making
sure.
a pact to not draft an LSU or Saints player, and because that's all I
Okay.
did last year.
Yeah.
Majority of my team was LSU or Saints.
Yeah. You made
Yeah.
quite a few mistakes last year.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and we won't.
I traded Jamar Chase
TJ
week 2.
Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson round 3.
That was a that's a bad pick.
Thank you.
Absolutely horrendous.
Look, we learned.
And you were so
The
confident. in that
Lions
pick,
are a
too.
run heavy offense, man.
Yeah, but TJ Hawkinson is number 1. You should have heard me on draft day.
he was putting out some points.
He was putting out points the year before because they weren't in a completely run heavy offense.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'm not drafting an LSU player, Saints player. I'm not betting. I'm
Or
not
TJ Hawkinson.
or TJ Hawkinson. I'm betting with my head and not my heart.
I think you should take T.J. Hawkinson this year again, but take him 11th, 10th round.
And then you're
Just
like,
to get
and
him-
it's 11th round, and you're
And
like,
then-
I'm going with
No,
my guy.
No,
Like,
because usually I feel like when I say this guy's gonna blow up this year, he blows up the next year. So I say you probably should go get him back. I wouldn't go round 3 on it, but I'd go get him back round 4.
Well, I mean, if you just said he's gonna blow up, if that's what they do,
That's for me.
yeah. Okay,
you got to make your own decisions.
Yeah, I'm not good at that.
you know who also made a terrible decision?
Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, that one did. He did. Speaking of the Raiders, no, Manti Te'o.
Oh,
made a terrible decision back in the day.
Oh yeah, no good.
Talk about a decision based on heart and not head. You know,
Yeah,
he wanted head.
Exactly, he did, but
Charlie just
he was thinking.
Yeah, he's cracking up. He's shaking over there.
He
he's
looks
laughing
like Charlie
so hard
from the back. Doesn't he?
Yeah, we talked about that.
That is
he looks like
insane.
the other Charlie.
Every time I look up, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But it is
So
well, yes, but
Manti Te'o documentary will be coming out on Netflix in a couple of weeks. Yes.
Netflix fell off hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're doing Manti Te'o documentary.
So there is a trailer for this though that I mean I'm all in. It has got the guy.
Is Manti Te'o going to be in the documentary?
Yes.
Really?
And the
it's a
guy
documentary.
who catfished Manti Te'o is also interviewed. I forgot the person's real name.
I don't remember it.
But anyway, they're going to interview that person, find out what the whole, why you did this and all that kind of crap. Like dude, this is fascinating to me.
Dude, that's exciting.
And we talked a little bit about it at work today, and I think one of the guys said, well, I mean, since it's a real person, I don't feel quite as bad. Like it's actually not that bad. And I was like, no. Manti Te'o was crying over this person. Never met them before in his life.
It was like I did it all for you.
Yeah, dedicated a USC win to it and stuff, and it was like, what is going on? Like, this is a fake person. You weren't even.
You never met him.
Yeah, this is weird.
Ed, who's been on the podcast before, he was like, "If I ain't hit yet, I'm not, if I ain't hit it yet, I'm not mentioning you in no post game speech."
Yeah, so I can't wait for this. It's going to be really good. Do you remember how big of a deal this was?
Yeah.
It was right before the Alabama national championship game.
Was it right before?
That's when it came out. So he was crying about this girl, whatever, and then people started doing their own investigating of who this person was, and then they found out it was a fake person, and then it blew up.
Bruh.
And Charlie, me and you were talking about it. Do you feel like his career,
career suicide? Not even suicide, but
homicide.
It just dumped. It just
it wasn't even I think he was still picked in the first round and all that, but
Still
I don't
like a
performance
first or second
based.
round pick.
I don't think I think he was off the deep end at this point.
It destroyed his confidence.
And can you imagine in the locker room, after
you try to do anything in that locker room, somebody's bringing it up.
That's some of the stories I want to hear if they talk about that. I don't know if they will or not. But
So wait, who drafted Manti Te'o?
Chargers.
The Chargers, yeah.
That sounds right.
Then about 3 years later, he got released,
and then Saints got him.
Saints eventually got him. I don't remember if there was a team in between there. I think there
probably was.
I feel like he played for the Packers.
I feel like he played for the Dolphins. I could be wrong
No,
though.
that was Vince Beagle and or
no, that was
Kiko
a fake person. Yeah. Lene Kukua, is that what the name was? Lene Kukua, something like that.
Was that Alabama game the one where the
fake
announcer just decided to spend 20 minutes on AJ McCarron's girlfriend?
That was Brett Musburger. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Buddy was bricked up in the booth.
that was hilarious. That was really funny.
I mean, she's fine. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but he was
she was like Miss Alabama and shit.
And he was
she went to Auburn.
Whoa.
Yeah, I remember
we should have pulled a clip.
It was after the kick six, and AJ McCarron goes and hugs her and shit. And I didn't realize she went to Auburn. That makes that whole situation a lot different.
It was weird. Yeah.
Shit, dude. She's fine.
I had to explain why the whole Manti Te'o thing was so big to my little brother, and it just made me feel old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because when was this? 2012.
12.
Okay. Yeah, not too.
It was.
It's
I was
10 years
old
ago.
enough.
It feels
to
like it's longer than
understand-
that, but
I was old enough to understand what was going on, and old enough to appreciate how good of a linebacker he was, because he was a Heisman candidate as a linebacker.
Right.
That just doesn't happen.
It's going to happen this year. #, Will Anderson.
That's
Will
true.
Anderson. Oh, you got
That's
a future.
Well, he's an edge though. He's not a.
He's got
Manti Te'o's a middle linebacker.
Don't worry about what he just said. He's got a future.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. So he came out. He came out and said something at media day the other day, and like Alabama is using the Jimbo Fisher stuff as leverage
to like get them hyped up.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait,
bro. I mean,
Nick Saban started it.
This has been the Nick.
This
Saban
is so
thing
dumb, man.
Since like
I know, and I'm like,
he
this doesn't make
started
any
coaching.
sense.
Well, I mean, but like they'll get hyped up over anything.
I know.
Because like they don't have much to.
Yeah.
Although they just lost a natty, so like that's gonna be their thing.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna
it.
be like
That's it.
Y'all remember when
Yeah.
Scott destroyed the runner-up?
Who?
The strength coach at Alabama.
Oh,
To
Scott
Clemson.
Cochran.
Scott Cochran just destroyed that shit in the middle of a workout.
Did you know that he
works
so-
at Georgia now?
Yeah, but you know he took a year off because he was like I don't know if it was sobriety, some kind of
Sobriety. It was. He posted about it the other day.
Was
I
it
think
alcohol?
alcohol,
Or okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that even happened. Hey, one thing before we move on, Georgia's depth chart for quarterbacks. You got to hear these names. They're the most like Georgia
white
guy names
frat.
that you've ever heard. Starting with
Stetson.
Bennett the fourth.
Yeah.
Out of Breckenridge, Colorado.
Probably.
like
Utah.
Providence.
Carson Beck. That's not even the worst one.
Out of Martha's Vineyard.
This is
Brock,
a good one. This is
right?
good. Brock Vandergriff.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Boca
That's a really
Raton.
good one.
I wish we had a picture of him because his high school picture and college picture are the exact like frat composites from freshman year to sophomore year.
Yeah.
When you've got the clean cut for your freshman and then your shoulder length with like a goatee.
Yep.
All right, last one. Gunnar Stockton.
Jesus.
Oh,
Are they
that's
battling
right.
for starting quarterback or whose dad's the better lawyer?
Yeah. I mean, those are Stetson, Brock, Carson, and Gunnar are your four quarterbacks.
I mean, you're in good hands.
Yikes.
You're in good hands over there.
Stetson's the only one that's below.
I mean, with names like that,
Thoughts and
Five-star.
prayers to the co-eds.
with
Jesus
names
Christ.
like that, and Jesus.
Wait, we got dog of the week coming.
Yeah,
You wait till you
well,
hear the dog. Wait till you
I've
hear
got
Charlie's
some
dog
shit,
of the
dude.
week. Go ahead.
I mean, one of those is bound to be a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
With all those names, I mean, just one of them.
Okay. What else do we have? We have. We can do the dog of the week now if you want.
of the week?
Yeah, dog of the week. Charlie, you want to go first because you have one lined up. I know.
So, Jack Mack at Barstool made a video about this. I believe it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The 11th pick, the Mets picked Kevin Parada, I believe.
What's his last name?
Parada. He's a catcher from Georgia Tech. And essentially every single sorority girl or co-ed under Tennessee at least had some type of hookup with this dude. There was like a list of like 20 confirmed, like Georgia Tech, Georgia Southern, Georgia, Kennesaw State, what was the other one? Kentucky, Auburn, Alabama, all had like one or two sorority girls. The Georgia Tech or State swim team, a bunch of the girls there, all had like a hookup experience with this dude, and he was just doing shit way out of left field, like making them sing and shit. Like it was
sing. So they're going down on him, and he's singing while they're going down on him. Is that what they were saying?
Or I think it was him making them sing.
Making them sing.
I don't know how that worked, but
He
that
got a
was what I
singing
got out
fetish.
of it. Yeah, I don't know. He was he was doing some shit, man.
He's rearranged some guts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else have one?
I'm going Cam Smith.
Cam Smith.
Cam Smith.
I mean, that's a good one.
I mean, he put on an absolute clinic.
Yeah, he did.
The hair was just whipping in the breeze.
He is the. I think we said this earlier. I think he's the most complete golfer that's out there right now.
Yeah.
Like he's got all of the faces. Like he can hit it well off the tee, great irons, and like probably the best putter
just best short game.
Yeah,
he's got best hands, best putter. Yeah,
and I think
I love how he looks like he works
at a gas station.
No, he looks like he's got his TWIC card and works at Exxon. You know, he looks like he drives a squatted Silverado and lives in Ascension Parish or something.
Right.
It's like, nope, he's a multi-millionaire.
You think he's going to live? I know that was a rumor that was thrown out, but you think he will eventually?
Yeah.
I mean, you think a lot of guys are probably going to leave. You think there'll be a bigger exodus after the season is over to go to live?
I think if more golfers are going to want to go to live, and then live's going to want to like put more tournaments in place so it's more relevant, and then it's just going to be basically the same thing as PGA.
Right.
And right now the draw is we play like one tournament a month or one tournament every 2 months, and we're making double the money.
And Henrik Stenson was today.
Henrik Stenson, Charles
Schwartzel.
No,
Schwartzel, he's already there.
Charles Howell, I think.
Howell.
And then one other guy. They had 3 guys go today.
So I have a question. Do y'all think that Live is going to become like the AEW of golf, where they just have so many? Well, they have so many guys on the roster that they just can't use all of them, and some of those guys are just going to get freaking.
No, I think they're going to go away with the team formats probably and start doing more individual tournaments. I would assume.
I think so too. The thing about Live though is it means 54.
I think
it's the Roman numerals, so
Yes.
only 54 players can be in the.
Oh, I thought it was 54 holes.
No, 54 players.
Okay.
I think Live is eventually going to they're going to be one of those leagues that just
dissolves because of money.
No, not that. I think that they're going to. I'm trying to figure out what they're going to respond like very much to what people say about them.
Mhm.
Like, so whatever the fans want, I think that's what they're just going to respond to.
Which is something you don't see out of a lot of leagues.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's like, kind of the XFL model where like they're literally just doing the things that people don't like about the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The XFL model.
The XFL is looking for a prime rebrand right now.
Like XFL would succeed if they were able to have the talent, and Liv has the talent.
I think the money. I think money's
well, yeah, but I mean, if they had the talent, then they would have the money. Is what I'm saying. I mean, granted, the Saudis just have the money.
They just had the money. They were like, let's go get the talent.
They're like, let's build a golf league.
Wait.
Yeah.
Well,
wanna
also
play
the
golf this
PGA is
weekend?
the only one that could.
I
do
want to
that.
build a golf league.
You got a better idea.
Yeah. Hear me out. There's no tee times this weekend, so listen up.
So who's the backer for Live? Is it like the government of Saudi Arabia,
It's
or
just
is
like
it like
billionaires and millionaires and
What is the
8 or 9
I
billionaires
can't
from
remember what
Saudi
it is.
Arabia?
It's like there's some sort of like foundation.
Because I know, like, is it the Saudi Arabian government? I think owns like 10% of the UFC. That's why they do Fight Island.
The Saudi Arabians and the PGA have been working together for years. Like the 10% of all PGA Tour Superstore or like gift shop or fan shop, 10% of all that money has been going to Saudi Arabia.
I think China has a cut too.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund.
Yes,
owns
that also owns the
sounds like a
UFC, I
front.
believe.
That's what owns Live.
They also own the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
All right, you have a dog of the week?
Elon Musk.
Okay.
So Mark Cuban was on the Nelk podcast, and he said that they asked him something about Elon, and he said, I texted Elon the other day when he just had another kid, and he said, how many kids are you planning to have? And Elon responds, and he says, Mars needs people.
Oh.
That's it.
That was it?
That's it. That's all he said.
Okay. That is good.
I just thought that was
that's
incredible.
incredible, but I don't want to go to Mars.
You don't need to.
I
Elon's pumping them out. Little Martians.
Tell them name one, Will.
It'll be cold though in Mars, right?
Mars is
further.
Mars
away
is
from
going
the
to
sun.
be.
He should rename Mars.
So if we compared
Musk.
living on Mars to living on Earth, it'd be like.
Yeah, tell me about living on Mars.
Yeah, I will.
I've seen The Martian too.
Yeah, I was out there with a cult. It would be like walking down a nice downhill path in the middle of a beautiful forest, 70 degrees, birds are chirping. You have food. You just ate a Cliff Bar. You're feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
Versus being stuck in the bottom of a avalanche and gasping for air.
Like Total Recall. You just said Total Recall.
Well, I mean, no, I'm just saying like humans are built for Earth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Over millions and millions and millions and millions of years.
Listen, I didn't enjoy my time in Tuscaloosa, but I'm glad we went.
Yeah, you would be praying to go back to Tuscaloosa.
Okay, I don't know why you're going down this road. I mean,
it got
like
brought
we
up.
wouldn't go there unless it was like like.
I'm not saying we should go there this weekend.
I know, but like what I'm saying is like nobody's like asking you to just go to Mars like raw.
No.
Like there's gonna be things built so we could live there comfortably.
I get that.
If we were to ever go to Mars,
I'm saying like we got it made here. I'm a fan of Earth.
For
I'm
sure.
Team Earth.
But would I
That's what I'm
like to
saying.
one day like see people just like going to Mars? Hell yeah, that would be cool as fuck.
It's a long way away.
I gotta
I'm
see.
gonna need at least two buckies on the way there.
Yeah, and I got to know if it's all inclusive. What's the rates here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
Because like the fees and stuff, the hidden, that's where they get you.
All right, my dog of the week, Bill Burr. Have you seen the new
love Bill Burr?
Bill Burr live at Red Rocks?
I haven't watched the whole thing, but I saw a couple like little TikToks.
Okay, so he goes off on the WNBA.
I have seen that.
Okay,
that's what I saw.
That was really fun.
It says, look at the WNBA. They have they've been playing in front of 300 to 400 people a night for a quarter of a century. Not to mention, it's a male subsidized league. We gave you a league, and none of you showed up. Where are all the feminists? That place should be packed with feminists, face painted, wearing jerseys, going fucking nuts like the guys do. None of you went to the fucking games. You failed them. Not me. Not men. Women failed the WNBA.
So true.
Ladies, name your top 5 WNBA players of all time. Name 5 WNBA teams. Name the WNBA team in your city. You can't do it. You don't give a fuck about them.
So
he's
true.
not wrong.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not. Absolutely not. Yeah, I just thought that was hilarious.
Ladies don't support their own.
That's the best fantasy football punishment is making a guy go to a WNBA game without his phone. Because you know he's not going to have a good time.
Oh.
I mean, if I don't have my phone with me.
So are we going to
and there's no proof of me going or not going.
Should we do a fantasy football league and have like we need to plan out like a punishment.
I want to make punishment
I feel like
stickers
Jude's
for
gonna
people's
get
cars.
I'm buying a license plate like thing that you put over your license plate. See what I'm saying?
A license plate holder. I was saying we make stickers.
And it's
big ass corny
says,
stickers.
It says "I suck at fantasy football" and it's like big and bright and pink.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking we make him go into Free Speech Alley. With
we've tried to do punishments before, and it just like
they don't do it.
Yeah, it's just like it's hard.
You don't hold them accountable.
It's hard to hold people to. Well, the big thing with our league is like there's only one day a year that you can really get everybody together, and it's for the draft.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just hard to get everybody together because like we had one, and we were gonna make someone do stand up comedy.
Oh.
And I'll say like the whole thing now because like we're not gonna do it, but we're gonna say like, all right, we're gonna give you a script, and like you have to say these jokes. It's gonna be a 5-minute bit, and then they get on stage, they unfold the paper. It's a blank sheet of paper, and then they just have to go for 5 minutes.
Okay,
just
but they would never do it, is what you're saying.
It was just tough.
See, I don't like that.
It was just tough to put together.
It would need to be like understood. If we're all coming together and we're going to do this and we're going to have a punishment, you have to fucking do the punishment.
Right. No, I agree. But like, it was just tough to get people together.
That happened with one of mine
It was hard
too.
to get people to commit.
We were supposed to have a guy get in a dress with a sign, talk about something very like not okay for LSU, and just go stand in Free Speech Alley for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, whenever I was in college, we did, the loser of our league had to jump in Lake Superior whenever it started melting. Like, whenever it was still ice cold.
Oh, God.
And
Holy shit.
The polar plunge.
That's, like, dangerous.
Yeah. We had a fire going, though.
Okay.
Freddit post of the week. We don't have the graphic for it, but I know you had pulled one up earlier today, right?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
I believe it was kind of on the same lines of putting something on your car. Unless you changed it.
What can someone put on their car to make it known to you that they are an absolute douchebag? And they're not meaning to portray themselves that way, you know?
Right.
Like, what do you see? Like, what kind of sticker or emblem or something that you see on someone's car and you're like, fuck that dude, he's a douchebag. I was thinking like anything where it's like...
It's going to generally be anything that's politically related.
I was saying anything that's like truck brand related. Like I drive a Ford.
No, it's the kid pissing on
Calvin pissing on the Chevy.
Yes. And it's like a Ford emblem.
It's like,
and he's like pissing on the emblem.
Dude in a Dodge Ram. He's like, Dodge dad, Ram the daughter, or something. It's like
funny.
That's pretty good.
I like that one.
Yeah, but they're not like. But like, it's just like.
Well, in like, so I've gone through a thing where like, it's just funny to me now. Like corny bumper stickers is just funny to me.
Arbitrary
and, like,
bullshit bumper
I kind of
stickers.
want one, and so like, I just have to wonder if like those people also feel that way, or if they're just genuinely that cringy.
I mean, I had one on my truck for a little while. Gatorade should be thicker.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Like people like. It's like sometimes I look at my rear view mirror and people are like, "The fuck does that mean?" It's like people like I don't know what it. That's just what I think about Gatorade. It should be a little bit thicker.
Didn't we say something about me and Charlie were talking earlier about maybe spoilers on the back of your car?
Yeah, that was a very 90s thing. If you had a spoiler in the 90s.
Like you have a Honda Civic and then you put a spoiler on the back of it?
Whoa. That's a sports car. Let's calm down. That is a sports car.
I was
an Accord.
I was watching a show the other day, and the guy was talking about like how he's not like rich or anything like that. And he was like, "Listen, I drive a Honda Civic." I was like, "Hey.
Yeah, calm down.
Jesus Christ!" Like,
uncalled for.
They're different in 2022.
Yeah,
right?
this ain't your mama's Civic.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. That's not a Buick.
That's the Volkswagen.
That's a Civic.
We were talking about ball.
That's like the worst ad campaign I've ever seen. That's not a Buick.
That's not a Buick. Yeah.
Buicks are stupid, ugly pieces of shit.
Yeah,
What are you talking
90s.
about?
Yeah.
And then it's bum 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 bum.
It's a summer savings event.
They've been doing the same ad for like 5 years now.
Yeah.
Now
Now it's like when you see an old Buick, you're like, that ain't a Buick. That's an old rusty piece of shit.
I guess it did work in that way, didn't it?
You know the car commercial I always hated, and I don't know if it was I think it might be a Toyota. I don't know. It's like all of a sudden there's two vehicles that are in the parking lot in the driveway for Christmas. And the girl goes out, and
and she picks the
it's
truck.
it's got a bow on the other one, and she's like, "Oh, I want that one instead." And I'm like,
the truck.
"Y'all got two fucking cars for Christmas?"
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, that one's mine." She goes, "I love it."
Yeah, but like, what's your demo here?
Yeah.
What's your demographic whenever you did this commercial?
Right.
Who fucking has this kind of income?
I mean, literally, look at
got a
those two
coloring
people
book.
that they have depicted. That's the
and it's got like this modern looking house.
Yeah, it's a mansion.
Yeah.
Mine is anybody that puts an Autobot, like you know what I'm talking about, where they got the Autobot stickers or whatever on the hood.
Yeah.
If they put it on anything other than like a truck or a Camaro, that's mine. Like if you put it on a fucking 1990 Buick,
so it's got to be on a Camaro because of Transformers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But I mean, if someone put that on like a 1983 Cutlass, I'd be like, okay,
Respect.
they're fucking around. That's funny,
right?
But there's a gray area where I would agree with you, Charlie.
Okay, here's this isn't a douchebag thing. This is more of just I think it's stupid. And in all due respect, but in loving memory, and it's got the person who died,
Junebug, yeah,
and it's like in loving memory of Junebug, and it's got the day that they died and everything, and they put that on the car.
So silly.
What like is the car in memory? What are we doing?
What are we doing here? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Make a T-shirt if you want, but a bumper sticker on your car?
Yeah.
What was that about?
I don't give. I mean,
so the bumper sticker guy can make some money off of this?
Well, like think about like the effort that they put in to like get that bumper sticker.
Yeah,
like,
and it's
they
like
went online.
They went online, made it, customized it,
Like,
and
customized
installed
it,
it.
ordered
And installing a bumper sticker where you have to
It is
peel
like-
off every single letter.
Yeah, it's on the
one by
glass. Yes,
Yeah.
this is involved.
one. Yeah,
but that bumper sticker is going to take 2 to 3 weeks to come in.
yeah. It's
Right.
like good riddance, Junebug. Going through all this work.
Oh, easy.
okay.
All right.
Junebug. Oh my God, he's a good kid. Anyway, Anything else for? No, I think that's it for the Freddit post of the week. Balls hanging, steel balls
truck
on a
nuts.
truck.
Truck nuts.
Truck nuts. Yeah.
Some of those are funny, but yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. They're funny when they're not on a big truck. When they're on a big truck, it's
yeah.
like, oh my god, this guy.
You got like a.
What about girls that have big furry
steering wheel cover?
wheels? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
that just
I could take them or
screams
leave
hot Cheeto girl.
I just feel like that must be just disgusting. Like it just must smell like shit.
I feel like they probably always have like greasy ass hands too. If you got that on there,
yeah,
on their fucking Nissan Altimas.
and if you have to make a quick like defensive or like an aversion of some kind,
VW bug.
It's like
I feel like it'd be pretty easy to grab onto.
Yeah, but I just feel like you can't you're not handling a car at that point. You're just kind of like putting your hand on like a pillow.
I'm thinking more of like, what if your AC goes out and you have to put your hands on this like hot fur
shag rug? Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, just sweaty ass hands.
Yeah, your hands are just sweaty as shit.
Yeah,
sweaty.
I mean, if your AC goes out in Louisiana right now,
you might die.
Your hands will be sweating no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Dude, today was hot.
Today was fucking hot.
But just think about that first crisp, cool fall Saturday morning.
Oh no!
About 70 degrees outside, low humidity. You hear Lee Corso stumbling through the teleprompter,
and then you walk outside and you're on Mars.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Fred's, Bank of England Mortgage, River Cities, Total Maintenance. Lucas is so busy. He won't return a text right now. He's so busy. But anyway, Bocock Brothers Cigars. Appreciate those guys. They have a signature edition cigar that just came out, and I want to see if I can get my hands on at least one of them. And T Bubba Sports Talk. T Bubba, big sponsor of us. He's got a commercial coming out soon. So
really,
shout out to T Bubba. Yeah.
Like a TV commercial?
Yeah, TV commercial.
He's gonna be on TV.
Whoa.
He was actually on the news in Monroe like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, they did a news
Good for
story
T
on
Bubba.
T Bubba.
How about old T?
I saw like it was the All-Star game yesterday, and there was a little kid that walked up to the they were
Clayton
doing like
Kershaw,
Clayton Kershaw was doing like a media appearance at like a desk, and at the end of his thing, a little 11-year-old kid walks up, and everybody starts filming it, and this kid, he's like, "Look, you're my grandfather. You were my grandfather's favorite player. My grandfather just passed away." He's an 11-year-old kid, and he was like, "I just wanted to come and like meet you, and it's kind of like in memory of him, kind of thing." So instead of putting a bumper sticker on my car, I wanted to actually do this in person in loving memory of Grandpa. But he shakes his hand and everything, and they get it all on video. Thing's got like 5 million views. I took it, shared it over to Roy, T Bubba's dad, and I was like, "This is the shit. This will get T Bubba like on the map right here."
Like, what's your relationship like with your father?
Can you fake cry?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So step one, we kill T Bubba's grandfather.
Damn. Oh wow. Jeez. It's a fake grandfather.
Is that not where you were going with that?
Fake grandfathers.
Okay. Like Johnny Knoxville, bad grandpa.
Okay.
Somebody gets dressed up in the grandpa outfit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good. I'm down.
I was trying to get Peter Burns on the. I know he's busy at media days, but I'll see if we can get somebody on the.
Yeah, I noticed that he
for next week.
us in the DMs.
That's fine. I figured he's literally at media days right now.
What's up with his mustache? Is he trying to look like Miles Teller? Is that what he's doing?
I didn't hear.
Or did I only think that because I just saw Top Gun?
I think he shaved it like after. Like I think it was like a 1-day deal.
Oh, okay.
I don't know for sure, but that's what I really wanted to talk to him about. It was a great mustache.
It's a very nice stash.
Who is the baseball player that just committed? We're gonna see if we can get him in the studio. Brady Neal. Yeah. So hopefully we can get a hold of him.
Best catcher recruit we've had in a while.
I texted Jack Besh the other day, so we might be able to get Jack back on. Yeah, we got a lot of things in the works. So stay tuned to us. Please like and subscribe on the YouTube channel.
You figure out who the next Jack Besh is.
The next Jack Besh, white guy.
Okay, I think
Hunter Renfroe.
Hey, I don't think too many Jack Bashes come along.
Yeah.
I think that's a small sample size.
We need to start doing a DGI on current LSU football players.
That we should.
and just do a list of them, and we start tagging each one of them and do a player profiles. We can do that.
I like that a lot.
I love that.
That's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
That's a well done idea.
Thank you.
You left that out.
Appreciate that. All right. We appreciate everybody for joining us. Charlie, appreciate you for helping out.
Of course.
And
Of course.
Will and Jack, Ellie Mae over here. And
I got a text asking if Sam got replaced by the dog.
Yeah.
I said it appears that way.
She's so sweet.
Either way, there's a dog in the seat. You know?
Yeah. All right. It has been One Team, One Podcast.
Logan out.